This looks like a luxury Mediterranean getaway, a place of five-star views, rare delicacies and, guess what, booming modern tourism. But turn around and walk just 2 minutes away from the water and imagine. You step right into a world that hasn't changed since the Middle Ages. This is Udënisht, Albania, a hidden lakeside village caught in a violent tug-of-war between centuries-old tradition and the unstoppable march of tomorrow. In this video, we are exploring a vanishing Europe before thee. Concrete completely swallows the past. Let's look at how people really live here, starting right where time stood still. And as you walk past these stone porches, you notice cats resting right on the footwear. There's a practical reason for it. These cats keep the old mud brick foundations free of mice, while locals leave their shoes out as communal beds. For centuries, this village existed in complete isolation, protected by the mountains and sustained by the lake. Generations lived, worked, and died within this exact radius. And out here, imagine, that rhythm remains completely unbroken. As you walk deeper into the inner paths, the sound of car engines fades away. For generations out here, donkeys have been the backbone of local life. They carry everything down from the steep hills, from fresh lake grape harvests to heavy winter firewood. When we walked past this stone fence, Kathy couldn't resist stopping for a quick hello. And imagine, in a place with such a long, quiet history, there's this immediate, gentle trust. It really connects to the local spirit of Besa, an ancient Albanian code of honor, meaning word of honor. Rooted in customary law, Besa binds a person to protect guests and strangers with their own life. To Albanians, welcoming someone isn't just a polite gesture, it's a solemn pledge, where breaking a promise brings ultimate shame to the individual and their family. You see, those older mud brick walls aren't built this way out of poverty. As it happens, it's a brilliant piece of natural engineering. They breathe, keeping the inside cool during the Balkan summer heat and holding warmth when freezing mountain winds blow in January. And guess what? The local cats know it too, using these cool stone foundations as their permanent beds. While locals aren't living in poverty today, supplementing their earnings with homegrown goods is simply a habit generations deep.
Bravo. Ah, mos ishit ju makinën këtu?
Si, ja,
Ah, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, but we came back.
When Kathy and I were on our 3-week road trip across Albania, North Macedonia and Montenegro back in September, we spent time exploring these quiet border villages. Out here, history hangs heavily in the air. For 47 years under the dictator Enver Hoxha, Albania was sealed off from the entire world. It became known as the North Korea of Europe, an extreme regime defined by total paranoia, hardline communism, and complete isolation. Decades of forced self-reliance shaped how people lived, built, and survived out here. And imagine, even today, as the modern world slowly creeps in, you can still feel the deep, quiet weight of those forgotten decades.
Mirë. E filmoj mua. Po të më qenë mua, po në film të më qenë.
As you walk down this lane, you notice something remarkable about the village life here. The mosque, minaret, and the yellow Orthodox church stand almost side by side in total peace. For 47 years under Enver Hoxha, all religion was banned, declaring Albania the world's first atheist state in 1967. When communism collapsed, foreign money poured in, bringing hardline Wahhabi ideology to the Balkans. In fact, during the mid-2010s, Albania saw some of the highest rates per capita of citizens leaving to join ISIS in Syria. However, foreign extremism never managed to tear apart the local fabric in Udënisht, where centuries of shared respect hold firm. Looking across this lane, you see the quiet story of Udënisht in a single frame. Centuries-old timber and stone sit directly opposite freshly updated whitewashed walls, marking a gentle transition into the modern era. However, even as homes are rebuilt and modernized, cherished traditions don't simply vanish. Elderly women in traditional black still sit together near these new doorways, keeping watch over the street, just as their mothers and grandmothers did outside older stone homes. And guess what? While these renovated homes show that daily life is far more comfortable today, locals still set out small tables of homemade goods. It's no longer about economic necessity, but a deep-rooted habit of staying active, purposeful, and connected to the community. When Kathy and I were walking down this bend back in September, we noticed the incredible care put into these roadside stalls. Much of the modern construction throughout the village is funded by Albanians working abroad across Europe, sending money home to build a comfortable future. Yet almost everything set out on these tables is still made right at home, from jars of pickled vegetables and fresh figs to hand-distilled raki resting right on top. It's a quiet habit of self-reliance, keeping centuries of local tradition alive.
Lera. Lera. Mos.
Erba, ika. Do ti ta marrësh?
Zjen.
When Kathy and I were winding through these narrow back lanes, you really felt how tight and sheltered this village was built. These plaster walls and vine arbors shielded families from harsh winter lake winds for generations. And as it happens, Lake Ohrid is one of Earth's oldest lakes, so iconic that NASA even named a lake on Saturn's moon Titan after it.
Te torna stot roga.
Scientists estimate it's over 3 million years old, an ancient sanctuary housing over 200 species found nowhere else on Earth. Imagine, even the famous local trout, the Koran, have survived here since the Ice Age, fed by crystal clear springs flowing straight through the limestone mountains. When we stepped out onto the lakefront, you could really see how Udënisht is thoughtfully building for the future. Over the past few years, locals have steadily improved the village infrastructure for visitors, opening family-run hotels, modern dining spaces, and wooden pavilions built right over the water. It offers travelers a comfortable front-row seat to Lake Ohrid, showing how this once isolated community is finding its own pace in the modern world.